might as well start. There we go. Welcome. I hope everyone's going well tonight. So tonight what we're going to do is we're going to quickly update the overview for our Docker Hub. Just because it's looking very plain at the moment, we have actually copied the README file from the Nearbeach source code, but we are removing a few things. So I'm just double checking it right at the moment. And then what I want to do is I want to release that. It's just, I also am thinking of trying to keep it consistent between the Nearbeach build and this build, but with a few things removed. And I realize that some things should be removed from the Docker sort of side of things at the moment, with me coming back and re-implementing them. All right, cool. So going through with this. I think that's really good. I think update should do that. And if we go to public view, and now we've got this. So this is already looking a lot better. We sadly can't pick a logo at the moment. There's no way to edit that. We need to actually get the open source verification. So that's the official image. I know that there's other things out there. There's we need to get this. Anyway, cool. So that one is done. I'm probably not going to automate that. I probably just won't. And hey, Nocturnal, how are you? Guess who's here today also? There we go. She's like, yeah, I'm here. Finally got this out, so the description, all that kind of stuff. Realized it was super simple 5 minutes before starting stream, and like, all right, cool, I can cross that off straight away. So what I could do is I can go to UTrack and I can just resolve that issue right now. Aww. Socks doesn't climb on me. All right, fix Docker's overview. This one is now, I'm going to put ready for retesting. This, we can manually update this from the manage repository settings. Do best to review the Nearbeach's README file. Alright, this one's done. Alright. We can jump onto the Azure blogs. I also wanted to update the Docker instructions tonight. So what I'll do, test Docker. There's nothing in it. So I want to get rid of all of this. And what I want to do, we have a look at our self-hosting. I want to get MariaDB 10.7, I think, is no longer supported. 10.7, yeah. So people are going to have a problem with this. So what I want to do is I want to update this to this version of MariaDB. I want to also make sure that people can literally just copy, paste, minor edit the code and get this out. And hey, Xavier boy, how are you? I hope you're going well. Oh, I haven't changed today's title. It's not really bug testing. I'm not testing anything tonight, sorry. I do have a Discord. I'm happy to test it after stream. But at the moment, sorry, I've just got a little too much on. Alright, Socks has decided to disappear. No, she's back. Alright, so we want to go back to Docker Hub. We want to go MariaDB. We want to click on this one. So supported tags and respectful Dockerfile links. We want 10.11, don't we? Yeah, 10.11. Do I'm now covered in white fur and probably have a few punctured marks on my shoulder blades. Yep, I know that feeling. Alright, I just want the Docker Compose. Quick reference. Where issues supporting architecture, publish, image, source. Password. I'm guessing I need more than just that. So what I need to do, MariaDB 10.11 Docker Compose example. Compose in WordPress. All right. So surface DB image. All right, we can build with this one, I think. If you really want to use MySQL, uncomment the following code. No, we don't. Command default authentication plugin MySQL native password. All right, and then environment. Oh, is that so that? Oh, this is 10.6. We don't want 10.6 though. Let's see what this one does. Now, this is just if memory serves me correctly. I think the MySQL database, MySQL user, MySQL password, and MariaDB root password, I think those variables have changed. That's why I'm trying to rely on documentation. I mean, it won't hurt to bump it up. I mean, all we really need at the start is, let's do this. We're going 10.11 because, just double checking, 10.11 is an LTS version. How have it. Container name neobhdb, ports 3306, 3306, and then environmental variables. I don't know if they're going to be the same, but we'll try it. And what we'll do is we'll have a simple neobeach here. We'll just have the username neobeach, and then neobeach, like so. And we can save that, and then down here we can just go docker compose up. I just realized that I don't actually have Docker running, so that's not going to work. It doesn't say anything about changing the environmental variables. Oh, all right. Let's have a look. Because I thought they went away from the MySQL. But I could be wrong. There's currently development there. It's evolution of that one. We're through. Yeah. So I was just hoping that there was an example out there to prove me either right or wrong. All right, so let's open up the dashboard. Dashboard's all the way over there. I'll just move it over here. I think those are, I want to keep those. So let's go docker compose up. So it's just pulling. Socks is causing trouble. She's knocking the little wooden turtle off. There you go. And there you are, Socks. Say hi. She likes up. She likes to get in the way. Hey. Right. I can't read that because Socks is in the way. Error, incorrect destination of table MySQL. Column says expected history type at position 9. Why is this complaining? All right, starting MariaDB. MariaDB socket run port 3306. Buffer polls load complete. Incorrect definition of table MySQL status expected history type. Oh, please don't be just a random bug. All right. neobeach DB. Let's see if I can connect using BStudio. New connection. MariaDB. Host and port. So we want localhost. Yes. I don't think we need that. We just need neobeach and neobeach. Default database, none. Let's just connect. Access denied. All right. Did you know that Docker images are just tar files? I didn't. far. Oh, what's this one complaining? Oh, this is complaining about other stuff. No, I want containers. That's not what I want. But what did we set the username? MySQL username near beach, password near beach, root user password near beach. Let's go root denied. But that might be because looks like the prefix is MariaDB now. Yeah. So instead of MySQL, MariaDB. All right. So what I'll do, I'll kill that. Name some MariaDB environment. MariaDB database. MariaDB user. Maria, sucks your tail. Sorry, sweetie. MariaDB password and MariaDB root password. Alright, so I'm going to save that. Oh, thank you very much, Nocturnal. I can't copy link. Socks is in the way. Alright, consider she's out of the way. Ooh. There's the root password. Here we go. Cool. And let's keep it like that. But I have a feeling I might have MySQL running in the background at the moment. So I think that's going to be a problem. But if I change the ports, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. Alright, socket run, port, yada, 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 node. Alright. That's not complaining now. Let's just hit connect. Yeah, alright. I am going to kill that. I'm just going to put in an extra 0 at the end. Socks, why are you in the most awkward spot possible? Alright. I'm hitting connect. I don't know what's going on. It's not telling me a fail or pass. Double checking. I might have got that around the wrong way. I'm gonna have to move you. Yeah, I just don't know which way it's meant to go. I'm just double checking. Yep, 3306. All right. And this finally had an error establishing. All right, cool. Let's get that out of the way. Let's just bump this up over here. Let's go connect. Save connection, fake connection, save that. error, an internal error. Please report the issue. Oh, that's not good. So not image. I don't want that. I want to. Open in terminal. Alright, that is running. Alright, I'm not gonna fully test jumping into it like that. What I want to actually do is really test this whole entire image. So I'm going to copy this near beach stuff. I'm going to bang it in here like this. The next thing I'm going to do is I actually want to not grab the latest. I want to grab the release candidate. Hub.docker. I want to grab this one, paste it and set it the latest. I want the container name to be near beach. I am just going to keep the secret key like that. Oh, I should fill those out. There's my Django. All right. Oh, port. The port will be 2525. Yep. So host, port, username. Password. Let's just paste this over here. Let's copy that. It's fine that people know this. The only thing you can do is really just fill up that inbox, and I just reset the thing. All right. Now this is also going to be different now. So what I want to actually do is I want to Control V. No, not Control V. And no. MariaDB and database. That would be near beach. That would be near beach. All is going to be just near beach at the moment. And MariaDB is just going to be near beach. Now the admin user, that will be the Luke. Nearbeach.org. And this will be HTTP localhost 8000. What do you mean? For the moment, I'm just putting in near beach as tests in here. The idea is this will be edited so that way I'll actually put the greater variable name less than in here to indicate to people to actually change these. Alright, so I'm just going to save. I'm going to go docker compose up. Now it does need to install near beach. You mean the MariaDB prefixes? Yeah, they should be the same. I still. Oh, yes, you're right. Because these are going into the settings file. Yeah, you're right. I've changed these when I didn't need to. Yeah. Okay. Whilst that is doing its thing, because we can let it download whilst I do this. Is I just revert these back, and I'm just double checking that this is. Yeah, it's MySQL. Alright. That's going to be confusing. Oh, it exited with code 1. Yep, we understand. Waiting for database. Can't connect to MySQL server on Nearbeach. Alright. That's not good. I'm just trying that again. Okay, let's have a look at this. Let's scroll up to their example. Environment. Yep, okay. A restart, image, MariaDB. Yep. What is that? Version 3.1, version, oh, all right. All right. Let's have a quick read of all of this. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy and paste. I've copied way too much. All right. So entry point script for MariaDB server 1011 Maria started, switching to dedicated user MySQL. Something started, upgrade, MariaDB upgrade required, but skip due to auto upgrade setting. Alright, why? Source revisioned as process 1. Compress tables, use zlib. Transaction pools 1, using arm v. Alright, it should work here. O10 file is not, alright. Yep. Complete initialization, file system buffer, yep. You need to use logbin to make expired logs days or alright, that's server created on IP0000. Server socket created on : Ready for connections. Oh, I forgot to change that one back. There it sucks. Okay. Let's try this again. Just stopping. All right, Docker Compose up. Still can't connect. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back here. I'm just going to copy just this. Delete everything here. I'm going to have MySQL database. I'm going to have NeoBeach as everything. Random password I'm going to keep in like that. Going to hit save. I'm going to go Docker Compose up once again. Aborting. Unknown, unsupported storage engine. All right, going over here, I am going to move this out of the way. We've got our NeoBeach DB. Let's go images. Got MariaDB. Got MariaDB. All right, cool. Containers. Gonna delete that. All right, now it's saying it's running. Okay, and then what I want to do is I want to do this. And then I'm going to ignore all of this at the moment. I am just going to put in NeoBeach. NeoBeach. Oh, MySQL host NeoBeach DB, which points at this one up here. Admin username. We'll have to actually fill that out. Okay. I think I just made a silly mistake. So connection alive, it is running. Yeah, I've just made a silly, stupid mistake. This is meant to be NeoBeach DB, which matches this up here, the container name. So what are you eating? So everything's up and running now. Okay, cool. So if I control that. And then what I want to do, MariaDB, we'll have it like that. We'll have 1011, and then Docker compose. We might need to delete the container. And we don't want the latest near beach. So what we actually want is we want this version in here. I mean, I could. Yeah, I just get it running like this. I don't do that usually if I know I'm going to break it and stop it and test it out so much, because I find the Control-C quite quick. Okay, waiting for database. Connections alive for about 5 seconds. It then applies everything. Cool. Yep. Creating an account. All right, sweet. Let's see if this works. And then I've got I don't have my password, but let's want to test this thoroughly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to copy this again. And then I'm just going to paste those in pretty quickly. Oops, don't need that file anymore. Okay, going to save. I'm just going to Docker Compose back up again. I realize I shut my mail trap. I need to go in here. Because it's the first boot up, you always have to reset your password. That's a Django thing. So it'll create a user, but it won't actually create a password. That way it forces the user to reset their password. They go in here, they go in here. We'll click on password reset, and then we just pick our random password. And this is looking like it's working. Oops. Don't update. All right, sweet. So that is a working Docker Compose file. Excuse me. Let's log into Umbraco. Let's go into the settings, master. We want self-hosting. Oh, we actually want the partials. One thing I will actually do, instead of actually doing it like this, I will eventually make it so that it is its own. I'll change the document type so that way I have this as plain text in here. So we've got the copy, we've got everything in here and stuff like that. So we have an instruction list. We should have a Docker Compose thing in here, and I can do that tonight. In fact, we could probably do it right now. So what we want to do, settings, document types, we want pages, we want self-hosting. We've got copy, we've got demo images, we've got instructions list, and what we want to do here is we want Docker compose file. And then what we want is, we want this as a text area. We don't want rich text. I do believe we just want a plain old text area. Then we save this. And we go to the content. This is a small site, so making that small change won't bring down the site. So at the moment, we've got the Docker Compose file in here. So we want to actually copy all of this. We want to paste it in like this. We want to expand this out so we can actually remove stuff from it, because we'll need to remove this, and all that kind of stuff. So what we want to do, image 1011, container name nearbeachdb, port supports MariaDB. The database is, oops, we just database name. Actually, what are we currently calling it? Oh, I can close that. 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 Just closing everything at the moment. All right. Please fill. Please fill, please fill, please fill. Just making sure these are all please fill. We don't need to change that. Please fill, please fill. And I'm actually going to copy the example I used down here. Like so. And the rest we really didn't change. When because the idea is I also want to support Postgres and all that kind of stuff so that people could use this anywhere. I need to actually think about removing the MySQL from that and actually having, like, let's say DB, so DB path, database, DB username, and so forth like that. So, step 1, please copy the example code into the text editor of your choice. Please fill out the appropriate details for the following fields, which we'll actually use all of those particular fields. Fill out the following fields, the domain you're going to use. Please note the HTTPS is recommended to use, yep. Please fill out the appropriate details for the following fields. Please note the two are the same fields. We'll need to change step 4. Okay. And whilst we're doing that, I'm also going to save and publish. Instruction set, so compositions, instruction, not the list. Oh yeah, instruction list. And then instead of having all of this in this text area, what we want to actually do is have an at, and then have Docker compose file. But I'm getting the Docker Docker Compose file. We're getting that exactly. So we'll have it like that. And then up here, we'll have var Docker Compose file equals model.value. This could be just a simple string, and then we paste it in like this. And then we just want to hit save. I will need to actually put this into my source code later though. Won't be a big change. And there we go. Perfect. Okay. So please fill out the appropriate details for the following fields. We want to step. Okay, I'm going to close this. So, first item, please copy the example text. Yep, all right, we're happy with that. This one, please fill out the appropriate details. I feel like we've got to copy all of that, and then I've got to... Actually, what I'll do is... That, I feel like... I feel like there's got to be a step for the database. I feel like this is... Yeah, I feel like step 3 and 4 have got to be switched. Okay, so let's do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll bang that up to 3. All right, please fill out the appropriate details for the following fields. Please note there are, please note that the following fields will require the exact same values. It's MySQL database slash Maria DB database. Maria DB user. Maria DB password. And then what we want is, we just want MariaDB root password in there too, but there's no other one. So we save that. All right. I can close that tab. Step two is variables. Copy code. Let's do 4. Set up CSRF URLs. Save. Docker compose. All right, cool. I think hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that does make. Yeah, I'm hoping that makes sense. but I do believe this is now done. So what I've done is figured out uploads for new system. I'm going to figure out uploads for new system. All right, fix Docker overview. I've done that. Update Docker instructions. Sorry, I've got this all on my whiteboard at the moment. Update Docker instructions so others can install locally. Done. Fix Docker issue in bug clients. Yes. All right. So GitHub, Boticad, near beach Docker. So we've got 2 issues at the moment. Yes, so this will actually be solved when we deal with the Azure Blob Storage and so forth like that. What I need to do is, if people are wanting to host stuff locally, I'm gonna have to figure that out. Yeah, all right. Docker compose local files. Can't use Minnow? I don't know. Just wait. Minio. Potentially? Don't know. So the idea is, I know S3 buckets will work. I've just got to get the Azure equivalent to work. So yeah, what I want to actually do is get that information to... I essentially want to set it up and document it for this process. It's an S3 compatible object store, but you can run it as a container. That is actually a really good point. So someone could actually do this completely and utterly on their own stuff. So what I'll do... Can't wait till I update to 0.30 of my production. This is tasks, request, change, dashboard, search, organization, administration. So I'll put it in here. Minio blob storage. All right, cool. So what we want to do, we can use this so people can save stuff locally. We could potentially tell people to use this under the self-hosting guide. Awesome. Anyway, thank you for the idea. That will definitely help with self-hosting. Because if I can have that example set up in here and stuff like that, like I can place it up in here, and then I'll have to figure out how Django can talk to it. But that's just reading the documents. Thank you, Socks, for clicking on my mouse. Looks like they got a compose example, even better. Probably have to go through all this documentation. Operator is K8. Oh, okay. Object storage for container. Let's have a look. You linked the compose above. Oh, sorry. Didn't see it. Thank you very much. Version 3.7, common image, release. Okay, cool. Command server console address. Health check. Yep. Alright, cool. Yeah. Alright, so I don't lose this. Okay, cool. Thank you very much. All right, so I'll have to go through this and figure it all out. That's a lot of reading. Actually, I tell you what. Let's just. Is it me or are they using two? The X-Fubar. I was in like the X Mini Common. Yeah, I haven't seen that either. But let's see if I can get this up and running. Hopefully it doesn't take too long to boot up. Whilst that's doing its thing, I'm going to jump over here. What else did I want to do? So I fixed the dock overview. Should rub that off. Added fixed dock and bug issues. All right, so I was also on this. So we've now got an idea of what we can do for if people wanted to self-host completely. I will still need to do the Azure Blob stuff. The S3 bucket stuff I need to actually make sure still works. But that's not going to be hard. I can do that in my testing environment with the idea that I've still got my AWS account, which I've got to actually double check that are not going to be costing me any money next month. It's fine if it costs me a couple of cents over a couple of months. Looks like it allows duplicate values. Oh no, error response. Failed to create shim task. Unable to start container process, error during container, error mounting, host mount, loop, test, doc, config. Not directing unknown. Are you trying to mount a directory onto a file or vice versa? You know, I'm just going to try it again because sometimes these things work the second time I try it. Also, this. We should not be able to see this information. Yes. All right. So we've got this in here at the moment. So that should be false. I don't know if I want to include the ability to have it allow as true, so whether or not yeah, all right. Yeah, I was thinking environmental variable, passing it down. I'm also double checking to see if I false by default, yeah, definitely. And then have it equal true. So have something like false. And then I'm trying to remember the Python if environmental var exists. All right, do we have that already set up in here? No, we just got OS. And they want us. All right, so what I'll do is I'll copy both of those. Oh, all right. Didn't realize I could do that. OS get env debug, otherwise false. Sweet. That makes it this 10 times easier. I got rid of that one line. Commit changes, update settings, make the debug false by default, allowing users to override with environment variables. Commit directly, bypass rules. Cast is a bool. Oh, all right. Yes. I am just trying to remember how to. Otherwise, false is truthy. All right. Is it just really just bool? Oh, be cautious when using the following. But everything evaluates, so you should not be used in bool ... All right, cool. Let's do it. I do want to kill those actions though. I want to definitely kill this. No need to have it build stuff up. Cancel. Thank you. Just going to make a change right now. Okay, so we just want bool, and then commit changes, making sure the debug variable is cast as a bool. Don't want silly things to happen. Smiley face. Bypass rules. Now, I'm just realizing this one is closest complete. Just realizing also we are building for so I've gotten rid of not that build. I've gotten rid of that one. Oops, didn't mean to click over there. I've gotten rid of the latest at the moment, and I'm focusing on just this one. This should be RSC2, but I realized I should probably cut these down and only have AMD 64 in there. Just because it's going to take like half an hour to do all that stuff, but that's fine. So we've fixed those issues. Actually, no, there's one issue left. Create a private document. All right. In this sort of case, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy this. I'm going to actually write a note. We could use the following all self-hosting. We have created the ticket. Are the RCs does as GitHub releases? Sorry, what do you mean? Oh, as in like, have I released it as a GitHub release? No, not yet. I've been meaning to do that. That is one thing that's on my list to actually do. Yeah, this is the first time I'm actually doing release candidates. The only reason why I'm doing it like this is because there's such a big change that I kind of want to be like, this is now solidified because I'm testing this, and then I fix those critical issues, and I've got the next release candidate and I test all of them, and then hopefully this time next week I will do a proper 0.30 release. So yes, I still got to do that as a GitHub release. I should do that now. It won't take me too long. We have created the ticket, card 225. Oh, I've got so many card 225. Comment. I've got way too many things open at the moment. So keep that one open. I'm happy with all of this. This has turned out well. All right, so I could do it with a GitHub image release. Potentially, yeah. The only problem is I've got the Docker stuff separate. Will that hinder it? And the other thing is with the workflow, so if I go to code, workflows, click on the Docker image, I'm manually updating this and this. So yeah, and the reason being is that I'll do a proper release and all that kind of stuff. Usually I do a proper release and all that kind of stuff where I do a release on the master branch, and then I come in here and then I update these two values, and then when I save this, everything gets built. So yeah. And I will also have to edit this file later on. Maybe not this file. But extra work. Copy link. Let's have a look. Is it possible to run GitHub Actions on a push to a second repository? For example, I have two repos, the application and the library. As soon as I push to the library, I'd like the library CI to run, but also the CI for application to see if the application still works for the changes in the library. Triggers per repository. However, you could set a repository dispatch to the application repository. This is a custom event type that has no explicit meaning within GitHub and you could use for your own purpose. So the application workflows, oh god, this is getting scary now. I think you could have those as variables which get populated via the trigger, and that would work. Because, yeah. Because then I could potentially do a release and then it automatically does stuff. Because currently at the moment, if you go to here, it's going to be building this forever. I'm not joking when this takes 30 minutes. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, and then I can get because GitHub, Robotic Ed, Near Beach. Because all I really need Where's the releases in this? Over here, 88 tags. Now, I call it development and not alpha. If we click on this, I should have... I mean, we could I could name this development, or I can make it, or just rename the Docker side of things to alpha and beta and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. And this came out January the 7th. My God. 0.30 took ages. But then again, there's a lot of improvements in it. There's it's a lot stable. Yeah, it's totally worth it. Taking that time. All right. Trying to think. Anyway, whilst we're talking about this, or in the workflow, you could do something to translate it if you want. Yeah, I could. But I should also be consistent. And eventually, if we go back to the Docker Hub, it's probably the most I've ever had tabs opened. Sorry, if I go to public view and I go to tags, eventually I will have latest, and then I'll probably have, instead of development, release. So whether or not I want to change that to alpha, and so forth. Yeah. I'll have to think about it. It'll be interesting to see if this gets overridden. Hopefully it does. Okay. Anyway, I am actually going to do a release now, because I should have done this the other day. And what I want to do is I want to edit this. And look at how many bugs. Can you do something like embed the tag or commit hash as a label in the container? It might make life easier for tracking which version people are on. Currently at the moment, I did actually think about that, because I forgot what version my demo was on and stuff like that. So I've implemented down at the bottom the quick sort of thing being like, you're on NeoBH version this and Django version this. So that's on the footer. So everyone will know what version they're on and stuff like that. Later in the future, when I do a release, I might actually put that information under the administration section. I do want to bring in a diagnostic tool. So the idea is, with the diagnostic tool, you'll send an email to yourself. And if you get the email, you can be like, this works. You can upload a file, and what will happen is it'll get that file, give you the link. If you click on the link and it works, you're like, great, this works. And a bunch of other little tiny diagnostic things with the ability that if something goes wrong along any of those particular pathways, it should tell you. So I will eventually be putting that into the diagnostic area, but that's currently a bit low on the list at the moment, just because I just haven't had time to create it. Yeah, I've been focusing more on bugs and issues than actually that diagnostic tools. But anyway, that is there so that I know what version you're on, both Django version and NeoBH version. So for example, the Django version, the latest sort of patch actually stopped me from being able to use 10.3 MariaDB, which is really annoying because I decided to use MariaDB on Azure. And now I have to move everything to MySQL again. And I'm just like, I just set everything up. I don't know why they don't support the latest versions of MariaDB. It is a ticket I'm going to be putting through and being like, why? Right, so I'm going to close that, I'm going to close that. So I've just copied that, just double checking that I'm copying that. And then let's do a draft of new release. Yeah, I prefer MariaDB. Obvious reasons being Oracle. It has honestly felt like MySQL hasn't moved much. Sure, there was a giant leap between 5 and 8, but 8's been out for a while. And it feels like MariaDB has been constantly sending out new features and stuff like that. So it's one of those things where I do kind of want to move towards MariaDB. Yeah. Mini bug fixes. This is, yep, alright. This is pretty much the same as that. So this will be not development alpha 30.0 release candidate 1. Choose tag alpha 0.30.0 RC1. Oops. Target main. Awesome. All right, cool. So that has been created. So I do like that idea of me being able to create this and then sending it through, and I can use this alpha, like the tag. That would be good to actually then link it up to Docker. And then it will... Oh, the only problem I see with this is if I'm doing an LTS version of Neobeach in the future, where I push a minor change to that LTS version, I don't want it to update the latest. And that is something I have to think about in the future. Because the last thing we want to do is someone on like the latest stuff being pushed back to an LTS version. Because with the LTS version, we only want, after a while, security and bug fixes. Yeah, I would have to add in some smarts. It might be, oh, hang on a minute. It might be in this case where we do it on branches. So this is on the branch main, and then it runs all of this. So what we'll do is be like, all right, cool. This main branch will be all that kind of usual stuff, and then if it's on the LTS branch, then we need to do something slightly different. We just exclude the latest. I think that will be the best solution. Alright, this is once again taking quite a while. It's because it builds every single one of them. Another thing I should actually look at is how big is Neobeach. Can we actually tell how big Neobeach is on Docker? How long are LTSs? I haven't decided yet. Also, it might have to factor in overlap of them too. Yeah. Because, for example, Django, if I can spell. Django itself usually has 2 LTSs going on at once. So at the moment it's got 3.2 and it's got 4.2. So 3.2 will end in April next year, 4.2 in almost 3 years, just under 3 years. And then when this LTS version is wrapping up, or I think just after this version has wrapped up, another one will pop in. I think it tells you the image size. Yeah, I'm just a bit curious at how big Nearbeach is getting. Because that is another thing which I've written on my nice to haves. Shrink Docker build, currently too big for quick deployment. Look at YouTube for help. So it's in the 300 megabytes, and I would love to click the tags. I am on tags. Did my screen not update? I'm just really used to teams where my my screen will freeze. So yeah, it's just under 300 megabytes for a couple of them. It would be nice to get that down even further. Obvious reasons being so that way it's a lot quicker for someone to deploy. I've just died. Yeah, fair enough. Flattening the image is a good. Okay, cool. Yeah. If you've got any documentation on that process, please send it through. I just don't know what I'm looking for. So yeah, but yeah, it would be nice to actually get that down to. I would be happy at 100 megabytes. I'll be ecstatic if I can get it even under. So yeah, but that's a nice to have at the moment. Another nice to have is update documentation to focus on Docker deployment, which is what I've got to do. I really do want to focus on the Docker deployment. So someone could easily copy this, paste it, and have Nearbeach running without any hitch. And I do believe that I've already forgot it. Minio would help with that. Because if this is just a blob storage which they can host locally, then perfect. Because that's all Nearbeach really needs. Yeah. So I've updated Docker instructions. That is done. Fixed Docker issue in bug clients. So we've done that. We're also going to be working on that Miro stuff. Update everyone in a simple blog post. All right, I can write that tonight. That's offline. All right, I feel like that is, I'm probably going to call it there tonight just because 2 things, I'm getting exhausted, sorry. And Squash looks like the flag. So, just before I go or anything like that, if I were to go into here, where would I be putting that? Or will it be on the Docker file itself? Update settings. How's this one coming along? 9 out of 11 still. Let's go to install packages. I've also got those 4. You can use multi-stage builds as well. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to YouTube how to do that effectively. So if memory serves me correctly, that's done in the Docker file. And then if I do the workflow stuff, I just don't know where I would put in that flatten. I mean, I've got tags, I've got context, Docker file, push true. Would be in the workflow. Oh, okay. Would have to look at the action. All right. So this is the GitHub workflow action. That's for the action itself. Actually, I've got this open here. That's still just installing everything though. Sorry, this will take a while. Once again, this takes over half an hour. Multi-stage builds are pretty simple. I'm sure there's a million examples on Stack Overflow. All right, yep. Let's Django, Docker, stage. What's the actions build name? It should be called Docker image YAML. Oop, I was meant to click on that. I'll open this up here. I'll open up, how to flatten a Docker image, thank you. I should zoom in for everyone. Necessary cookies only. I made a Docker container which is fairly large. When I commit the container to create an image, the image is 7.8 gig big, yeah, but when I export the container, not save the image, the table and re-import it, the image is only 3 gig, of course. The history is lost, but this is okay for me since the image is done, in my opinion, ready for deployment, yeah. How can I flatten the image container without exporting it to the disk and importing it again? And is it a wise idea to do that, or am I missing some important point? To build with the RM option, this removes intermediate images, or did I misunderstand? There are some tricks to make the image smaller. Call a bunch of install commands in one run. Remove unneeded Ubuntu packages. Easy to do. From build image as build, your existing build steps. From scratch, copy from build, yada yada. CM has released multi-stage builds in 1705. What version is Docker up to now? '24. So it's been a while that they've had multi-stage builds. The result of your build environment layers are cached on the build server, but only a flattened copy will exist in the resulting images. Note you would typically formulate this to have a complex build environment and only copy over the few directories. Here's an example with Go, making a single binary image. Yep. Yeah, it's been a long time. Oh, that's good. So it's definitely supported now, which is what I want. So, Dockerfile, arg, Golang version. What I'm going to do is I can't shoot. Sorry, I was going to put them side by side on the screen and I just realized I can't because I've got chat on the side too. I can just do this. All right, so I've got, that's the wrong, I want Dockerfile. So Python Alphine, I should eventually upgrade that version of Python. I think 3.8 is going to be fine for a while. 3.8 will be fine to end of next year. I could jump up to 311. That's not going to be a problem. Yes, and that is also a very good point. I should be upgrading those performance improvements too. All right, I should create a ticket for this. Can I create a issue from here? Oh, all right. New issue. Update the Docker Python version to 3.11. 3.8 will expire next year in October. It might be ideal to update to 3.11 for the newer releases. Okay, assign myself. Cool. So then I don't need to worry about that till 2027, which will be awesome. And 3.12 is in preview. I won't bother with. All right, cool. So we'll need to update that. Python writes bytecode equals 1. Python number feed equals 1. All right, cool. I should. Double check that. Docker. Oh, match statements. I've looked it up before. I do want to still support 3.8 until it's finished. Oh, okay, yeah, case state like the switch statements. Okay, yep. This will be very useful for me. Okay, Python, official Docker image. I just want to look at the tags. We've got 3. How have we named them back here? Is it do pattern matching? Ooh. That will definitely help. Am I? All right, there we go. And then that's Slim Bullseye. I think we want Alphane. Alright, cool. So we'll probably move to this version. Sweet. Alright. So what I've got to do is from Golang as builder, work directory, copy, run. Okay, and then from scratch. So essentially I do everything and then approximately somewhere around here, I then do from scratch and then copy in what I just need. And hello, how are you? I hope you're going well. It's Alpine by the mountains. Oh, Yeah. We all know I'm bad at English. Okay, so not too bad lately. That's great to hear. I am just reading up on how we can. So NearBeach on Docker is around about 300 megabytes at the moment. I do want to, shrink that down. So we're just reading up on how to flatten. You do it just before the command. Oh, all right. So we do from scratch down here, and then we copy from the builder the work directory. Oh, they got bin app. And then the command app. All right. Okay. Look at the images. Only a single binary is in the image while being shipped, while the build environment is over 700 megabytes. And yes, it runs. All right. I can use the squash flag too. Necessary cookies only. Dockerizing my Django application with Docker multi-stage builds. Now I'm facing an issue with dependencies. So we've got our Docker file, it's work directory at Python. Yep, that's just running the virtual environment path. Copy requirements, pip install requirements. Yep, copy entry point. Then they've gone back down to Slimbuster. It raises an import error between two packages, so Django was not installed during the pip install. You can add on Docker build command progress equals plain option to see if everything's okay during the build. Docker build. Here's a working multi-stage Docker build for Django. We've got environment Python. Yep. Work directory, environment, virtual environment, opt env. Run Python 3, yep. Copy the requirements, yep. Run a stage, and then run the server. Okay, so this is the build, this is the run. Copy from builder. Alright, oh, sorry. Okay. So, actually, just wait before I do anything. Let's close this. Not save that. Let's open up our NearBeach Docker. Let's actually see if we can do this tonight. Let's do a git pull. Let's double check that. So this is our action file, GitHub action file. We want to go to our Docker file. So let's update this right now. Can do something like run squash manually and use the container diff tools to check what changes from the base image to your final image. And use container diff tools. Yeah. All right. Let's Docker container diff tools. So Docker, then all right. I like that idea. All right. Should we attempt this multi-stage first, also, or should I just do the squash? Let's do the squash. They'll just squash it. All right, sweet. All right. So let's open up the README because I've got docx build in here. I don't want to push anything at the moment. So if I just type in docker build squash. Squash is only supported on a Docker daemon with our experimental features enabled. All right, not a problem. I forgot where those experimental features are. Experimental features. They're enabled. Huh. Oh, cheers, thank you. Yep. Yeah, they're enabled, which is weird. Huh. All right. Delays are fun. All right, so, yep, gotta love it. It doesn't help that I'm in Australia and yeah, takes a while. So what I'll do is I'll do the multi-stage build. What version of Docker are you running? It shouldn't be too far behind. You're currently running 4.15. That would be the client, so Docker version. I'm running version 2010. I'll update this tonight. So what I could do is I could at least try the multi-stage build. But what am I copying over? That is the problem. So they do that. They have a new virtual environment. Web app. Work directory up here. Yep. Changes to user, copy from builder, everything from the virtual environment to the new and virtual environment. Doing // will copy everything and get rid of layers, but not leftovers, which are not needed for running and would be slower. Okay. But will it? It would be slow. All right. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Hub.docker. We still want the newest version of Python, Alpine. Alright, so Python tags, and then what we want is 3.11 Alpine. Oh. 3.11.4. Actually, when was this one pushed? 13 days ago. Probably go with this one. Go in here. We'll just remove that, put that in. And then as build. All right. I'm trying to get work to upgrade the Python being used for the project. I'm on to 3.11. When I was doing unit tests, everything is so much faster that I can imagine it would help everything be faster. Yeah, I've been hearing 3.11 has had so many performance increases and stuff like that, which is also one of the major reasons why I'm doing such a jump to it. It would be nice. Generally, you're gonna want something like Python site packages directory and wherever Nearbeach. Yeah. All right. What we could do now? You said it should go here. So if we go and yank this one line and go here, delete that as run and as production. Now you're saying this will be slow. But you're also saying would copy everything to get rid of the layers, but not leftovers. No as for the final section. Sorry, what do you mean no as for the final section? On line 57, don't want as production. Oh, okay. Just have it like so. What do they have from scratch? All right, they've got it from. Oh, they have it as runner. All right. All right. I'm assuming as runner would be a lot better than Docker build. I've forgotten how to do this. That's a second intermediate. Oh. So I should just get rid of the... So I should have it like that. I'm now confused. All right, this is fine, cool. And then we go Docker build, options, path and URL. I just want to build it locally. Delays, yeah, I know. Build Docker locally. Yeah, I don't know why. It might be because I have been in the red. I've had a few frame drops, 17.5%, which is quite high. You just do a dot. Oh. Oh, okay, Docker build dot, yep. All right, let's see how this goes. Now, because it's building for one application, it shouldn't take too long. We're already updating the APK and pip. We're installing the packages, so we're at this row here at the moment. Still installing it, still installing it. This will take probably the longest. This is probably why it takes so long for me to get this installed. Where's my action? Oh, it's updated. Okay, this took, yeah, 33 minutes. Need to drop off again. All right, thank you very much, Nocturnal. I will be finishing soon anyway. I have to wake up really super early tomorrow. Gonna cycle into work again. I don't even know what the temperature is going to be like tomorrow. Let's have a quick look. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh, it's going to be wet tomorrow morning. Oh, maybe not. 9 degrees Celsius. All right, that's doable. I can ride in that. This is still installing build packages. All right, this step probably takes the longest. I do apologize. Whilst we're doing that, I do have to go onto the secret screen. Sorry. What I'm doing is I'm actually resetting my test environment, and I want to see if it rebuilds. Which will be very interesting to see if that actually happens. So I'm just going to my app services. I've got my NearBeach test. So NearBeach test is currently using what was I saying? Yeah, the latest release candidate. So I just want to reset, and that is done. All right, cool. Sorry, I just didn't want to show any of the little details on there. This is done. I'm happy with this. So if we actually go to the Docker Hub, so we've just copied that over. We're fine with that. We can now close this. I'm going to keep those open. I'm going to keep that one open. I'm going to keep that search open. This one I can close because we're currently on 4.2 with Nearbeach. And the idea is I'll probably keep it on 4.2 for a while. I won't upgrade to 5 just yet, even though going for those major versions hasn't been too bad for Nearbeach in the last couple of years. To refresh. So 19 minutes ago, so it did update this. All right, cool. So hopefully that will update. It is 300 megabytes. I really want to shrink that. As for this is still building packages. All right, cool. That is a mesh. I don't need to update that. We've now got the release out. Close that for the moment. Close that. Sorry, I'm just closing everything. All right, I do want to try out the Minnow. But that will have to be another day. Oh, sorry. Oh, funny bone. This is done. I'm happy with this. Great news. Oh, that shouldn't be up like that. All right. Duplicate tab. I know exactly what is wrong here. If I go to settings, I go to my partial views, composites, and then instruction list. It's because I've got this. And what I could do is I could have it like that. Bang, presto. So the idea is now someone can copy this, follow these instructions pretty quickly, and actually get Nearbeach running. The only problem is, at the moment, is without the local blob storage, uploads won't work. So that's when the Minio will come into play. And then all I need to do is, yeah, instruct people on how to do this. All right, here's Ox. That one's done. I'm just going to copy that over to code. I've got 4 issues, so can't have in username. All right, we might as well look up this view validate. Don't I use? Okay, just give me 2 seconds. GitHub. Validate for 3. Built-in validators. So we've got alphanumeric, which we still want some underscores. All right. So required if, required unless. min length, max length. We kind of want some of those. Between we don't need. Alpha only accepts alphabet characters. Alphanum. We want to build on top of this. It might be one of those things which we just have to be like, we can't provide that. Same as? Ooh, all right. So we're manually doing this at the moment, but this will be good for the passwords. URL or async or... All right, so I don't think this is possible at all. So we go in here. All right. This looks like it is not possible. Time to do regex. Actually, that is actually a good idea. Might need to use regex instead of the validate dators, or live with the fact that the usernames can't have underscores in them. I mean, that is the over the next couple of days. I'm not going to rip out a Vuelidate because it's been really good so far, and that, and also it's so embedded into the system, it's not funny. It will be weeks of work. Wanting a dot in them too. Does that work at least? Yes. First name, last name. Type of scenarios separated with a dot. So if we don't have any local nearbeach set up at all, do I? And I can't get to admin. Oh, I can get to admin. Oh, but this is prod. All right. I didn't copy over the static files for the nearbeach admin. All right, let's whoops. Never prod, yeah, never prod. All right, users, add. Username, password. Save. Now, if I go to test.nearbeach.app, if I look up the users, oh, something's gone wrong. Static nearbeach search users min. Don't say the static files are not. Oh. Okay. I think the latest push I did just broke stuff. Alright, this is... And then doing a reset pulled the latest Docker container. No, it's a good thing we tested. I do believe it would have worked perfectly fine. I think the dot would have worked in there, so I might have to rip that validation out and have required in there, and then rely on the create user functionality in Django to force an error. Which, hey, that will work. But these, all right, so The static file didn't get copied. Okay, so this is a critical bug. Static files not created in latest Docker release. And then we'll just copy this. We don't need the full screen. We can just copy that. And where is utrack? Sorry, there it is. Please note the missing static files. This will need to be sorted out. Sad face. Alright, this is definitely a showstopper. This is definitely a bug. This is definitely submitted. This is definitely assigned to me. This is no subsystem. Alright. Cool. So we've got that. Cannot update group settings. We need to fix all that and so forth like that. So these will get fixed. Alright. So that is really weird. Because on prod it works. So on prod, we're actually grabbing from prod nearbeach.app static files and so forth like that. So if we actually grab, so copy value, grab this and paste it into here. All right, sweet. That's what we want. We run test. The static files are not. Oh, I think I know why. It is because we've got the debug as set for false. Is it redirecting? No, I think I've done something stupid. I've set the debug as false, so it isn't automatically taking the static files, and I need to actually write in a little bit of code. I think it's just one line in the Docker file being like, don't forget to collect static files. However, the idea is this will eventually be pointed the static files at somewhere else. So for example, I'll be using a CDN for the static files. However, at the moment that doesn't work. So what I need to do is I'm just going to go onto my secret screen. I am just going to Portal Azure. I won't be able to show any of this just because this will contain my database password and all that kind of stuff. But on the app services for Nearbeach, if I go to apps, Nearbeach test, I can actually go to, whilst it loads up, Deployment Center. And inside Deployment Center is my Docker Compose file. So under my Docker Compose file, I've got a environment variables. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in debug equals true. And I'm saving. And then I'll close that. So this will rebuild. It will take a little while and all that kind of stuff. So we'll just go over here at the moment. This worked. All right, it took 10 minutes. Actually, 5 minutes to install all those things. All right, this is, whew. It took 15 seconds to copy the stuff. That's fine. Exported the images. All right, let's see if that runs. I don't think it wants to run here, but what I could do over here is images. Create 4 days ago. We don't need the 4 days ago one. Almost 3 years ago. Oh, Jesus. 1 day ago, 4 days ago. So that image isn't in there. Where would this image be sitting then? It's like it didn't build. Yeah. B9A4. Yeah, I can't see it in there. And it won't be those because they're too old. Jesus, 860. Oh my God. Yeah, I really want to shrink that. That's a gig. Huh. Oh, what's this test docker? Oh, I'm just going to delete that. I want to keep those. Build it. All right, that one. Yeah. Yeah, I do need it. B9, A4, there it is. 13 minutes ago, size. A bit over 100 megabytes removed. Not ideal. If I run it, invalid format. All right, yeah, copied everything. I'm probably going to call it there tonight. I will need to do more investigation with this. Once again, we're just playing around with it tonight. Let's see if this test... There we go. So this is working. So the reason why it broke was because I put the debug into false and I didn't collect the static files, nor did I point at where the static files are going to be kept. That is something I will need to actually write up in the documentation of where you would find the static files. Those environmental variables going to help with that. So yeah, the idea being is I will have a CDN up. Yeah, likewise. Yeah, thank you. I'm getting back into streaming. I've had a little bit of time off due to illness. So I'm back now, so which is good. I'm no longer exhausted after 5, which is great news. Yeah. Anyway, let's find someone to raid. Oh, he's doing... I did raid him last night. Let's raid Togbit.